The saxophone rises and clears its throat. Its golden neck beaming, it releases a brassy drawl signaling for the parting of curtains, which behind them reveal an indistinct alleyway, where some ways down, whole speckled souls scrape the concrete, to the rhythm of a proud drum beating the block, a little something they call boom bop. It's an instinct, or at least it begins that way. My entry into breaking is a bit unconventional. I always felt a little bit out of place, like there was a standard I could never reach, no matter how hard I tried. My body was craving freedom and time to be guided by its own knowledge. When I found breaking, it felt like a natural fit for me. Like any other art form, breaking has its own foundation and history, but it's also challenged me to bring forth my own history. I felt like it wanted to know who I was, too. Even as I was, and at times still am, uncertain who that is. The more time you spend with something, eventually you come up against a number of questions, like, what's the purpose of this? What do you want out of this? Is it money, recognition, talent to inspire or assist others? For me, the answers to those questions are always in a constant state of flux. They change as I change. I've struggled my entire working adult life balancing being a corporate professional who also breaks and is passionate about the arts, often feeling like I have to choose between creativity or security. Breaking has offered me a space to sort through and learn to embrace the conflict inside myself, to question my mental programming and impose limitations. It's challenged me to reframe my perspective. With the stresses of the pandemic and undergoing a difficult breakup around the same time, my body began to transform in ways I'd never before experienced. It's been a process, learning this new body and how to move inside it. I've had to retrain myself to do certain movements, and there are some movements I used to be able to do that I simply can't anymore. At least, not yet. But I also want to be careful not to expect my past self from my present self, because I feel like that would take away from learning what this version of my body can teach me, and from realizing that this body, too, is good and still capable of offering something meaningful. Part of honoring my humanity to me means accepting the ways I may change throughout time, and to meet myself with love, compassion, and curiosity as I travel through each phase. We all begin from somewhere. The path to pride and gratitude for our origins can be nonlinear. It can take time to make sense of our history, to shrug off shame, to share ourselves, each layer peeling back with some resistance.